I don't think I've actually done anything like that before. I've done plenty of driving in movies, and we've closed streets off, but a live event, you suddenly think, do I know how to drive? Is this going to work? But it can seem to go off okay. We've had a connection at Bond with them for a number of years, and they've been very generous with their cars. And if you look at the Bonds I've been in, especially, you'll notice that there's a lot of Range Rovers and Land Rovers scattered all over it. But what's been so great for me is that a couple of years ago, I asked them to get involved with a friend of mine, Nick Redding. He runs a charity in Kenya called Safe, and they very generously gave him a Defender, which is incredibly useful for his organization and is literally kind of saving lives. And they've been incredibly generous this time as well. So we've continued that relationship. I think it's like 450 kilograms lighter. So the last one was pretty quick. So I'd like to try this one out. I sadly couldn't get it too quick out there on the streets. But I'd like to push it a little bit. But it feels very smooth. The steering was incredibly responsive, and I had fun. I'd like to have a bit more fun in it. It's incredibly comfortable, but they usually are Range Rovers. This one has a much sportier feel. It doesn't feel aggressive, but you feel like it wants to go. I was I just kind of enjoyed throwing it around. Like I said, I'd like to just throw it around a bit more and see what it could do. It's got sort of all sorts of brilliant gizmos.
Daniel. Thank you. Where are the keys? Thanks.
Change. And a second vehicle is being donated to the charity by Land Rover later on this year.
Thank you,
so,
Daniel.
ladies and gentlemen, please welcome
keys?
Daniel Craig and Nick Redding. Ladies and gentlemen, by very special delivery, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much indeed. Ladies and gentlemen, Daniel Craig. Now we have a second car for you to look at.
Ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of the entire team at Land Rover, welcome to the world premiere of the all-new second-generation Range Rover Sport. Now, our new car will be built in Britain. It's been designed and engineered by our brilliant team back at Land Rover. It has Land Rover's legendary DNA at its heart.
I'd like to take just a minute to tell you how we've developed the most dynamic Land Rover ever. To start with, there's the simple laws of physics. It's simple to say that cars that are lighter go faster and they stop quicker. So for the new Range Rover Sport, we've removed 420 kilograms or 900 pounds from the all-new Sport.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the third vehicle of a whole new generation of Land Rovers. And I'm confident, John, that it will stir emotions because that's what compelling design can do.
I can't wait to drive it. The idea of a sport that can do under 5 seconds, I need to drive it. I think, you know, you buy a Range Rover because you want to feel secure, safe, comfortable. Yes, it's a real luxury car, but it's a performance car.
I think, you know, it's great because they're always renewing, they're always updating, they're always making it better, lighter, faster, you know, so you've got to change it, haven't you, to get better. We just started competing again, so we go from March till October competitions all the way through, and Europeans this year, and yeah, it's much quieter than last year though.
I'm here for this. I hear Daniel Craig is coming. That makes it bigger and bigger. That's exciting. Yeah. It's the car that I want. I am from New York, so I don't know how to drive yet, but I have to learn because I'm moving to LA, and this will be the car to get, hands down. So much. I'm honored that Cosmo put me in their magazine as one of the hot actors of 2013, and that sort of set off a crazy year for me flying back and forth to LA. I just came here to shoot a new show for MTV called Blogger Girls. It's a sketch comedy. It's hilarious, and just back and forth. I'm humbled. It's been a crazy year already.
We're in New York City. We're in the Land Rover. You know, we're going to experience a real phenomenal car, a great car. Just can't wait to see it. As a kid, I used to grow up watching everybody important with the car, so I was like, one day when I'm important, I'm going to drive me an important car.
Land Rover, I think class, elegance, power, sophistication, obviously, you know.
I'm very excited. I think, you know, we've got wonderful things in store, so not sure what the surprises are. Well, you know, I'm a country girl and we like a bit of off-road activity, so, you know, definitely Land Rover and Range Rover have always been a part of my English heritage and roots. I've just been launching my new jewellery collection, so I've been in New York talking to everybody here, and yeah, we're launching in the US and I'm very excited about that.
I've been friends with Nick for longer than I care to remember, probably 20 years, and Nick moved to Kenya, set up SAFE a number of years ago, and I've just been trying to quietly stay involved and help him raise some money and lend my support ever since. It appealed to me for a number of reasons. I mean, not least because it's a theatre project, and obviously that's what I do, but I could see the real benefit of it immediately, and having visited Kenya and seeing SAFE perform, you really see the impact of their message, and how they get that message across is incredibly accessible, and you immediately see the good it's doing. It's hard for me to say, but I know from my own personal experience in talking with Nick, it's having, in a sort of ground-up way, a very significant effect on people's lives. And just on the very basic level, as Nick mentioned, people are getting tested, therefore people are getting treated, and therefore people are living as opposed to dying.
So SAFE uses mobile, high-quality, world-class street theatre to go into communities and discuss issues which are traditionally taboo, particularly HIV. When we started, we were working with communities who wouldn't accept even that HIV was a disease. It was seen as witchcraft or a curse, and we go in with members of that community, and so it's culturally relevant and very, very funny. And you move people and you make them laugh, and then you've opened doors with people, and then we partner with all the local health clinics, and then you can persuade people to come forward and get tested and get treatment and save their lives. The HIV play, which we developed within the Nairobi slums, we performed to over 500,000 people, and we then turned it into a film which is now being used in schools and hospitals. So the reach we have is enormous. We've just been running a peace project. We reached over 100,000 people in the run-up to the election, and we turned that into a film, and the top TV station in Kenya cleared their schedules and showed it twice the night before the election to help promote peace and Kenyan identity.